All right, we're I'll stream off my phone for a second just to see everybody come back in. If you're around, hello. Yeah, we're back, but we're on my phone. So I think the evil people at Telstra heard, and they cut my internet. We lost internet there, guys. Sorry about that. That is Australian internet, and unfortunately, we certainly did lose it. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a new stream. Might be. Look, I guess we'll probably have to end it there tonight because I'm basically out of net for whatever reason, and I'll have to go check that out. And of course, now we start to see the sell-off. Let me see if I can get this internet up and running. All right, this may cut 1 second. If it cuts, I'll have to reconnect my phone. 1 sec. We're still live? Someone say something in the chat if we're still live. And it's disconnected. Yeah, we weren't live. All right, only my phone's up. I will have to... No, I'll have to cut it. I'm only on phone edge. I'm only on phone internet connection. All right. Well, I don't think this... Look, we'll do another 10 minutes if it's actually holding up. But yeah, definitely is the phone. That's all we've got. And that is really annoying because I pay a lot of money for this internet. It shouldn't go down like this. I bet they're doing some reset thing. All right, well, we do have the markets obviously selling off a little bit here. This is pretty much, convinces me that whenever you see these kind of patterns, obviously we're testing the low here on the 15. We want to see that find support here. Now, I don't believe so much in the first hour technicals in the stock market, and I also don't believe in that 15 minutes. But yeah, this is the point where you kind of see that instantaneously not come through. Remember, TA works really, really well when it makes sense, but specifically when it makes sense on the bigger time frames. Let's have a look at Amazon. Sure, we'll check that out again. If we actually have net. That's probably my first ever drop that I've ever had through running a stream. So pretty interesting. We'll definitely lose quite a lot of numbers, unfortunately, through that. So we're trading now under 3K on Amazon. So it's actually down 3 coming in. Still got this support here, 29.33. What's the actual expectations of Wall Street on that one? Let's have a look at the 3-month update as well. What are those guys thinking about the old Amazon? Haven't they been calling pretty high points? So they've all got it sitting at 4K, 3.7. This is what I mean. They up their stuff, and then you take the average of it all. You're probably looking at what, a 3.6. They'll eventually be right, but that's a fairly large upgrade across the board. They certainly got very hyped about the market. It's key though, if you ever have this many calls above there and you're buying a dip that's like 20% under what their expectation is, remember you do have also all their salespeople going out and telling people that it's a great time to buy Amazon. What's up, guys? Yep, I'm here. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Not a very professional stream when we drop internet like that. So copper here is still looking pretty good. That's nice. Obviously still getting that sell-off. I had to come back. So I saw the sell-off on the Nasdaq come through. I had to come back for it. Definitely want to see this. I want to see this next half an hour if we can, just because I'd like to see a new low formed. Obviously, that would be super bearish, and it would be the trap that is always the way in this first 1 hour of trade in the US markets recently. Night, Gemin. See you, mate. Nasdaq is going to go down in an expanding channel. Yeah, I think the thing is with Nasdaq, if you have a look at it, we've basically got, I think it's more of a horizontal channel for me. I mean, I think there's resistance here. I've talked about it all week to death. Like, it's a great area, and the support down here is great as well. Specifically, we go over the daily, and we can see that we've got a few wick buys off that zone. We get a wick close or a close down below there. It's very, very significant. Go to the 4-hour data here. Obviously, we have not had a close any lower than this 10,956 zone. So still finding a little bit of selling pressure. We're now down to 2% down on the Nasdaq. It's been a bit of a swingy morning. I mean, we're at 2.5% down open up to what, 1.4%? And then now back down through. Adobe now putting the pressure on that 465 zone, 461 support. Remember, this is a very key critical point in so many stocks in the markets right now. Adobe, super critical. Apple, super critical. I cannot stress how big this deal is, as Apple does not hold the 110. Right now we're trading at 110, so Apple's actually bought up a little bit. Let's have a look at those daily performances over here and refresh that. So it looks like Amazon is now the worst performing of the big stocks. In fact, one of the worst in the index. A lot of people selling down Amazon. Come on, guys. It's Thanksgiving soon. We've got Black Friday sales. We've got the discounts everywhere. Sell off this afternoon, Dr. Horton says. Definitely possible here. Yeah. Remember, the first hour, often the most bullish hour of the markets. I got short X20 certificates at the top, Meowdy Partner says. All right, good work, man. Jumia Technologies, Ben says. What is this one? Kind of wish I knew every stock in the index, but I do not. All right, let's load up this Jumia index quickly. Jumia Tech. Whoa. All right, first thoughts. Whoa, that's not good. All right, so obviously a super bullish move, super hype train. God knows what kind of news it was. Monster blow off. That's a big blow off right there. Did the similar thing where you basically take a fib. Let me see if I can get the fib on this, just because it's always the same way. When you see blow off events, what do I always say? Back to the 61.8 to 78.6 fib, and then a sell off again. Big move down. Obviously, when you get that kind of 20% plus move down, that's a blow off. Any penny stock you trade, that happens, it's a blow off and it's busted. When it comes back up, it ain't holding. Never does. Always busts down again. So this stock here, it's basically coming back to the base. You'd find structure around here. You'd expect it to hover there for a while, and then hopefully it bounces back up. But look, it's not really something that interests me, unfortunately, mate. But that blow off was certainly a good lesson, and I like this zone. I like the 790 zone from previous resistance into support, and then of course going into the smaller time frames and dialing in to see whether we get any structure. You don't just buy this though. You want to see bullish intent and sentiment come back. It's been a series of lower lows and lower highs the whole way through. So you want to see a higher high and a higher low on a significant time frame. Still go back over to the Nasdaq and the S&P. So the S&P is still shorting a little bit here. Nasdaq finding even further pressure, still at 2%. Not too much really that's probably changed from a few minutes ago, but it has been big range. You can see a range down here, 10,919 on the Nasdaq to 11,3. So 11,303 during the Asian session. Kodak is at least up, says unexpected visit. Hope you're not in that Kodak. US lumber is taking a hit. Do not try to trade those futures if you can help it there, David. Unfortunately, a lot of those come under incredible pressure when you're talking about futures contracts. When you get the swap roll, it will kill you. Those things are very, very expensive. Equal weight SP only down 0.53. That's a good one. That's a good point, Johnny. Equal weight SP only down 0.53. Not too worried about selling in tech. Still tech underweight in tech anyways, lol. Yeah, it is certainly underweight, but it is always, that's a great point. Equal weight only down 0.53. It just shows you how much tech is really pushing that market. Could you do analysis of Nvidia? Yeah, we've done that a few times. It's definitely on the last stream, and we'll certainly look at it a little bit later as well. Do you think S&P and Nasdaq could break the support this time? I think if they come down and put pressure on it again, yes, certainly. They have to get down to those lows again, but very, very clear that the market sentiment would be coming back in for the short off there. The key is in the end of the day for this one. Let's have a quick look at these oils just quickly. Still very bullish on the oils, it looks like. Back up. Is there a reason? Yeah, probably OPEC plus. VIX is trading still pretty high. Been a bit of all around. It actually bounced higher and then came back down again in terms of this particular VIX. Seeing now that pressure come in for the S&P. Geez, it moves fast when it moves, doesn't it? If anyone was trading during March, I tell you what, those opens were brutal. Straight to 7%. Ooh, nasty. Check out Nvidia again just to see if there's any move on it. What do you think of good entry on Tesla today, or would you wait for tomorrow? Probably wait, just because of the options expiry and also the fact that we're looking at still structure in Tesla, hopefully down in this 390 to 388 zone. 388 zone structure ideally would be where you'd want Tesla. I know that most likely this buy hypes into the battery event, so you don't have too much longer now. I mean, what is it, 22nd, is that right? Tuesday next week for Americans. So we'll definitely probably try to stream Tuesday and Monday next week, actually, with better internet, and that will be pretty exciting. So 22nd for Tesla. And Friday, you would expect usually some sell-off, but I think this one will remain the hype train. Let's go to Nvidia again at 1.68 down, still finding pretty big buying pressure. It remains that a 468 is the hold level that you want to see. This is pretty bullish overall. Now, if it breaks through this structure though, I guess you could literally draw a trend line through these points here, and you could probably go down to a 2 hour and find out whether they've been holding this range. It would be almost fair to think that this is almost causing a slightly higher low through this trend line off this 200 moving average on the 2 hour. But again, I usually use horizontals. So for me, a 468 breakdown is incredibly bearish for this stock. And because of the move on Nvidia, I think that it would move very aggressively down at that point. And you could see as big as this move overall again. So back down into the kind of 410, 420 area. And 410, 420 area, previous resistance. Go back over to the market. So we're seeing further dives. Not really. Bit of buying pressure coming through on the S&P. And the Nasdaq's holding this zone. Look, because I am out of pretty much the proper internet, and I don't think that this stream will hold that well with the phone, I may have to call it in. But I do want to say I appreciate everybody that's come out, everyone that came to the second one. We've got 193 people that have come across to a random other one, which is great. And we will be doing Monday Bell next week. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already to the Monday Bell session. As always, Monday Bell, possibly Tuesday. And we'll do another live stream as well next week. So it'll be jam-packed, lots of action, and quite good. Yeah, I think it'll be very, very exciting. Thoughts on Square? Square's a good company. Actually, I need to do AMD. I have to look at this AMD. I want to see that one. AMD. Yes. All right, here we go. Check out that daily. Oh, yeah. All right, I like this technical to the short, guys. Why? Because we're basically finding a point here where you could almost argue, and let's go to 4 hour, that we've got a head and shoulders on this thing on the 4 hour. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to just talk to you about, and I want to cover this again. With head and shoulders, this is the left shoulder. You actually always want the left shoulder to be higher than the right shoulder. Here's the head, and here's the right shoulder. This is actually a really cool right shoulder because the right shoulder is super declined. It's almost like a descending triangle in itself, and it's way lower, the right shoulder, than the left shoulder, which shows sentiment is super bearish on this stock. The other thing I like about it is that if you take the proof of this particular trade and we consider what it's basically saying, which is this entire move up, this entire hype train up on this stock could be coming back down, Where does that distance take it? Well, it takes it straight into previous structure being around that 60 zone. So I like this one a lot in terms of what we're seeing in bearish action. I think that AMD moved a little bit too quickly off hype train, and it deserves to come back some. And if it does break through this support, oh, we don't want that bigger line, then we certainly would be looking at a point where this would be a decently strong pattern towards the short. Obviously a sell-off, probably by pickup, and then down here. Now, it's hard to sell these kind of stocks because they can be aggressive both ways, but 60 here is an important buy zone as well. Great resistance structure becoming support for AMD. Square down 5.5. Yeah, I mean, Square is going to move hard because it moved up hard. We'll have a quick look at this. It deserves to move up and down hard. It's basically should have found support right here at 145. It remains that the great structure of the other day, the 135 zone, remains the good structure point. But again, this is a bit of a hype stock, so big move up. It could have a very significant sell-off. And again, it gets through the 135. You're seeing very aggressive, big sell-offs across the board. That will be coupled with the Nasdaq, of course, going low. All right, I'll call it there. Thank you very much. Appreciate each and every one of you. See you next Monday, and of course, hopefully Tuesday as well. And making a video